हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक। दिस इज ऋषि ऑल इन वन एंड आज हम 11th क्लास का बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक पढ़ने वाले हैं, कैलकुलस। हम डिफरेंशिएशन और इंटीग्रेशन दोनों की बात करेंगे। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। पहले ये देख लेते हैं व्हाट इज कैलकुलस। सी, कैलकुलस वाज डिस्कवर्ड बाय न्यूटन टू कैलकुलेट इंस्टेंटेनियस वेलोसिटी. Instantaneous velocity means for if you drop a ball from a high position to a lower position. So we know that this is velocity of this dropping. But what if we want to calculate the velocity at this point? So the midpoint, the velocity at any midpoint is known as instantaneous velocity, the velocity at that instant. We have two types of calculus, differential and integral. See, these both terms are hard to remember, so please remember by their words. Differential means to differentiate. See, what does differentiation means? If we have a large part and we divide it into very small parts, this is known as differentiation. And integration, that is integral, it's just the reverse of differentiation, that many small parts combine together to form a big part. So this is known as integration. अब हम डिफरेंशियल कैलकुलस से स्टार्ट करते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अपने पास ये ग्राफ है एंड दिस पॉइंट इज नोन एज x1 y1 एंड दिस पॉइंट इज कॉल्ड x2 y2. So what if you want to calculate the slope of this graph? See, this red line represents the graph. So what if we want to calculate the slope? So what we will do, we will join the 2 points and this will become a secant to this line. What is a secant? A secant is a line which touches the circle at 2 points. So this line is touching the semicircle at 2 points, that is x1 y1 and x2 y2. So now we will draw one triangle like this. For the sake of your convenience, I have drawn this triangle separately. So this AM, what is the length of this AM? That is x2 minus x1, obviously. And what is the length of BM? That is y2 minus y1. Now what if we want to calculate the slope of this graph? To calculate the slope of this graph, we will do BM upon AM. So BM is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So when you observe clearly, you will see that y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 is nothing but it is tan A. You have remembered from class 10th. So in place of y2 minus y1, I have placed x2 minus x1, and in place of x2 minus x1, I have placed time, that is t2 minus t1. So this is nothing but tan theta, and tan theta is your average speed. So now we will understand what is differentiation and what are the different formulae for differentiation. Let y be the function of x, then ratio of change of y for a very small change in x can be represented as dy upon dx. See what happens. A very small change in x as compared to y is known as differentiation. So dy upon dx, how we will read that? We will read that differentiation of y with respect to x. Now y is your some value, your something fx, that is your x raised to power of n something, or x raised to power of 2, x cube, or x raised to power of 4. This is your y. So how to calculate differentiation? First you will place, in place of y, you will place x raised to power of n. So then next step is you will bring the power first, then your variable x, and raise to the power of n minus 1. Remember, your first power, variable, and then power minus 1. Let us try to do some questions on this concept. Now we have example. If y is equal to x square, find differentiation of y with respect to x. As you remember the formula, first we will replace this y with x square. So this will become dx square upon dx. Next step was to bring the power here. So 2 is the power, then your variable x raised to the power of power minus 1, that is 2 minus 1. That comes out to be 2x raised to the power of 1, that is nothing but 2x. Your answer is simple. Coming to next example, if this is your next example, if y is equal to raised to power of 4, find differentiation of y with respect to x. Don't read dy upon dx. It is incorrect. Please always read differentiation of y with respect to x. Our first step, to replace y with your value given. Then bring your power 4, that is, then your variable x raised to the power of 4 minus 1. That is 4x, 4 minus 1 is 3. Your answer is 4x cube. Our next example is something different. We are given y is equal to 1 upon root x. We have to find differentiation of y with respect to x. Now you may be wondering that there is no power in root x. So how we will do that? First you will convert this root into power. So you all know that root is equal to power of half. So we have converted, remove the root sign and place the power, that is half. Now this is in denominator. When we take it to the numerator, that power becomes minus, that is negative. So we have taken into numerator and this has become minus 1. Now we have got the power. We will follow the same procedure as before. First we will write the power, that is minus half. Then your variable x raised to the power of minus half minus 1. Now when you will calculate, you will get minus x by 2 raised to the power of minus 3 by 2. Now you will take this power into denominator because it is negative. So it will become minus 1 upon 2x raised to the power of 3 upon 2. This is the required answer for your question. Now one most important thing to remember, that differentiation of a constant is 0. Constant, for example, 2, 1, minus 1. If we are given the value of y as 2 and we have to find its differentiation with respect to x, your answer will be simply 0. Constant का differentiation हमेशा 0 रहता है. Now coming to rules of differentiation, there are 5 rules for differentiation and we will see them side by side. Your first rule comes as constant rule. What does this say? For example, you are given the value of y as k, that is some constant fx. So differentiation of this with respect to x will be, you will bring out your k, that is your constant, before the dx, and then in the bracket you will place fx. And this k is your constant, so its differentiation will be as such, that is the number itself, and then you will differentiate this fx and multiply the constant with your required fx answer, and that will be your answer. Let us try to do an example on this concept. We are given this question, if y equals to 2x cube, find differentiation of y with respect to x. Now what we will do, first as per our formula we will replace the value of y with our given value, that is d 2x cube upon dx. Now according to a constant rule, that rule says bring the constant to the right LHS. So that will be 2d upon dx and your fx, that is our x cube. Now keep the 2 as it is and first differentiate this x cube. After differentiating you will get that first power 3, then your variable raised to the power of 3 minus 1, that is your power minus 1. So 2, 3x minus 1 will be 2, and now multiply, that is your 6x square. Very clear with this example. Now we are going towards second rule, that is addition subtraction rule. Addition subtraction rule says that if we want to differentiate this quantity, that is fx plus minus of gx, we are given with two values and we have to differentiate them in plus or minus. So what we will do, we will do them separate. Differentiation of fx with respect to x plus or minus differentiation of gx with respect to x. We will write them separately. Try to do an example. Now we have our example as y is given as 60 minus 60. 60 square minus 60, and we have to find differentiation of y with respect to x. So first, our first step should be to replace the value of y. So it will be d 60 square minus 60 upon dx. Now from addition subtraction rule, you may remember that there are two terms, fx and gx, and there is a negative sign between them. So we will separate them and write as d upon dx 6t square minus d upon dx 6t. Now remember, from the constant rule, first we will differentiate this and this. From constant rule, you will take this constant here, that is 6, then differentiation of t square, that is first power, variable, and 2 minus 1, minus 6, again your constant, take it to this side, then there is no power, that is power is 1, so 1 t raised to power of 1 minus 1, because 6t has power of 1, so 1 minus 1 we have written. Next step will be, so next step 6 2t, 2 minus 1 is 1, minus 6t raised to the power of 0. Next, multiply 12t raised to the power of 1 has no meaning, and 6 t raised to the power of 0 means what? 1. You remember from law of exponents, that is something raised to power of 0 is 1 itself. So our next step is 12t minus 6. So this is the required answer. I hope that you do not have any problem in this. Coming to our third rule, that is product rule. Third is product rule. So in this we have the product of two terms. In addition subtraction rule, as you remember, we were adding two terms, but in this we have product. So here we have d upon dx into fx into gx. We have two terms, fx and gx, and we are multiplying them. How to do this type of differentiation? First you will write the value of fx, then differentiation of gx with respect to dx. You will take constant as fx and plus, you will do plus, remember. Then you will take gx as constant and you will do differentiation of fx with respect to x. Remember, first fx, that is your first term. I am writing here first term and second term. First term into differentiation of second term plus second term into differentiation of first term. Now what if we want to differentiate this function, that is differentiation of 2x square into 4x raised to power of 5 with respect to x. So from product rule, we will remember that first I will name them, this is your first term and this is your second term. So according to your rule, you will write your first term first, that is 2x square, then d upon dx, your second term, that is your 4x 5. We have done the first part. Then remember the formula, we have a plus sign in between. Then we will write the second term, that is 4x raised to the power of 5 d upon dx, and your first term, that is your 2x square. Next step will be differentiation of this term. You will bring the constant here, as you remember earlier, 4, then differentiation of x raised to power of 5. That will be your power first, then variable, and 5 minus 1 is 4, plus 4x raised to power of 5. Again bring the constant here, then your first power 2x, 2 minus 1 is 1. Next step will be 2x square, then 5 4s are 20, x raised to power of 4 plus 4x 5 into 4x. Next step, multiply 2 20s are 40, x raised to power of 6, x square x4 plus 4 4s are 16, x raised to power of 6. This will become finally 56, x raised to power of 6, and finally your answer is K. Coming to our fourth rule, that is quotient rule. In this we have a quotient also. So differentiation of fx upon gx with respect to x. What we will do, we will take the denominator as the square of the denominator here. Gx is the denominator, so we will take gx square, that is the denominator. And in the numerator, I am writing this is n and this is g. First you will take the denominator, that is your gx, into differentiation of numerator with respect to x minus. Remember in product rule we had plus, but here we have minus. So then we will take our numerator and then differentiation of denominator with respect to x. Remember, first denominator, then numerator, minus numerator, then denominator upon denominator square. Understand this by an example. This is an example. Differentiation of 4x square upon 3x cube with respect to x. Remember the formula. First our denominator will be 3x cube ka square. In numerator, remember, first we will take denominator, that is 3x cube, then differentiation of numerator, that is 4x square, minus your numerator 4x square, and then differentiation of denominator, that is 3x cube. Now coming 3x cube, differentiation, 4 will be taken as common, and then differentiation of x square, first power, variable, and 2 minus 1 is 1, minus 4x square, and then differentiation of this term, 3 will be taken as constant, x cube, first power 3, x, 3 minus 1 is square. So this we will get. And I suppose till now you have done so many examples and you are clear with this concept. Moving forward, we have 3x cube into 8x minus 4x square into 9x square upon 9x raised to the power of 6. Finally we get 8 into 3, 24, x4 minus 4 9s are 36 x4 upon 9 x raised to power of 6. We get minus 12 x raised to power of 4 upon 9 x raised to power of 6. 12 and 9 can be cancelled with each other. So this will be minus 4 x raised to power of 4 upon 3 x raised to power of 3. This is finally your answer. Now I am sure that you are clear with the quotient rule. Coming to our last and final rule, that is the chain rule, which is the most important. So now you have a term differentiation of, we have different dy upon dx, that is differentiation of y with respect to x. We can write it also that dy upon dt into dt upon dx, that is differentiation of y with respect to t into differentiation of t with respect to x. Now you may be wondering that why I have done this. This and this can be cancelled. But there is a special purpose to do this, and this is what is the chain rule. So understand through it a question that differentiation of sine 2x upon differentiation of x. Yes, I suppose that you have not learned trigonometric functions till now. I will tell you the trigonometric function of sine x, and we will do the further functions in the upcoming time. So we have y as sine 2x. You all remember this? So we will replace this 2x by t. We will take t is equal to 2x. So then y becomes sine t. 2x की जगह पे हमने t रख दिया. अब dy upon dt क्या है? That is differentiation of y with respect to t. Differentiation of sine t, y is sine t, so differentiation of sine t with respect to dt. Sine का differentiation cos होता है, so we have written cos t. Now second part, differentiation of t with respect to x. T we have taken as 2x, so we will do its differentiation, that is d 2x upon dx, that is nothing but your 2. Now you will multiply this. You will find this by multiplying both these. That is cos t into 2. When you will multiply, you will get 2 cos t. Now you may be wondering that your answer is complete. But no, your answer is not complete. You have taken t as 2x. So first you will replace this t as 2x and then you will write 2 cos 2x. This is your final example. Taking one more example, why we have given 3 plus x square raised to the power of half. This can be done directly. We will take first the power, then this whole sum raised to the power of half minus 1, that is your power minus 1. Multiplied by, your differentiation is not complete. This inside term is still now undifferentiated. So we will do it. I have told you that differentiation of a constant. 3 is a constant, so it is 0 plus x square ka differentiation 2x. Very clear? Now we will cancel this 2 and this 2. In the numerator we will get 2 and in the denominator we will get 3 plus x square raised to the power of half. Remember why I have taken this as denominator? After doing this, I will get 3 plus x square raised to the power of minus half. In order to make the power positive, I have taken this in the numerator and your final answer is reported this. Very clear? Now coming to differentiation of trigonometric functions. Now if we have to find differentiation of sin x with respect to x, it will be cos x. See, these are the terms which you have to learn. There is no way to derive them or learn them. So you have to learn them seriously. So differentiation of sin x is cos x. Differentiation of cos x is minus sin x. Remember, sin x, cos x minus sin x. Differentiation of tan x is plus sec square x, not minus. Remember the sign also, sec square x. And differentiation of cot x is minus cos x square x. Differentiation of sec x is sec x plus tan x. No, sorry, sec x into tan x. And differentiation of cosec x is minus cosec x cot x. Remember, sin x, tan x and sec have positive value, whereas cos x, cot x and cosec x has negative value. Very clear? Coming to some more important functions, that is exponential logarithmic functions. So what if we want to calculate an exponential differentiation? So the answer will be same as your given y value. Differentiation of e raised to the power of x will be ex only. Remember this. Now logarithmic value, we have differentiation of log x base e upon dx will be 1 by x. Remember, and differentiation of ax will be ax into log a base e. About these you will study more in your 12th standard, so no need to worry much about this. Now we have practiced a lot of examples, simple examples based on formulas. Now we have a numerical problem on differentiation. So see what the question says first. If distance s of a particle varies with time t as s is equal to 2t cube minus 3t square plus 2, find the position, velocity and acceleration of the particle at the end of 2 seconds. We have to find three things, that is position, velocity and acceleration. To find the position, you will simply replace the value of t with 2 as it is given. So our solution starts as position will be replacing the value 2 cube minus 3, 2 square plus 2, that will be 2 into 8 minus 3 into 4 plus 2, that is 16 minus 12 plus 2, that is nothing but your 6 meter. This is your position. Now for velocity. For velocity you all know the formula, that is velocity equals to distance upon time. So to find the velocity we will start with differentiation, that is velocity will be change in s, that is your distance with respect to t. Remember, distance upon time. So now we will find the differentiation of s, that is given in the question, with respect to t. So d given as 2t cube minus 3t square plus 2 upon dt. You can observe the following statement and say that addition subtraction rule will. So d dt, first term 2t cube. Remember of the sign, here is negative, so our first sign will be negative only. Then 3t square plus d upon dt 2. Solving further, we get first taking 2 as constant outside and then first power 3t, 3 minus 1 square minus taking the constant outside, then 2t plus differentiation of a constant is 0 as you know. So this will be 6t square minus 6t. This is your velocity. But at the end of 2 seconds, the question is saying to find the velocity at the end of 2 seconds. So we will replace the value at 2. So velocity at 2 seconds will be 6, 2 square minus 6, 2. That will be 6 into 4 minus 12. That is 24 minus 12. That is what 12 meters per second. Remember to write the SI unit properly, that is the meters per second. Don't write meter and leave. Now the third comes acceleration. How to find the acceleration? You all remember the formula of acceleration, that is velocity upon time. So change in velocity with respect to time is known as acceleration. Change in velocity with respect to time. So velocity in the previous section we got 6 square minus 60. So we have to find this differentiation. Again you will remember the addition subtraction rule that says d upon dt, first term 60 square minus t upon dt 60. Find the differentiation taking 6 as constant, first power 2t minus 6 as constant and t का differentiation होगा 1. So 12t minus 6 is your acceleration. But we are given time, so we will replace the time value here. So 12, 2 minus 6, that is 24 minus 6, 18 meter per second square. Remember the SI unit, I am always saying velocity meters per second, but acceleration meters per second square. I suppose you are clear with this example. We have found 3 things very easily. Supposing the differentiation is clear, I am moving on to integration. If you have any query or any problem related to differentiation, you can take that in your comment section. I will respond as soon as possible. Now coming to our integration. Now as I told you earlier that integration is nothing but the integration of very small parts into a large part. So to find area under a curve is equal to integration of that equation. They both means the same. Or you find the area of a curve or you will integrate the equation. This elongated S is known as sign of integration. Always remember elongated S. If you will write simple S, this is not the sign of your integration. This is elongated. And remember one thing, integration always contain a constant. You studied in differentiation that differentiation of a constant is 0, but here we are saying that we need a constant, that is must. So constant is very important. Coming to the formula for integration. Integration of x raised to power of n with respect to x. Here we will not write in the denominator. We will write it here only. So integration of x raised to power of n with respect to x will give us x raised to the power of n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus constant. I said a constant is very important, so constant should be there. Formula I am telling again, x raised to the power of n plus 1 upon n plus 1. Remember one thing, n is never equal to minus 1. If n is equal to minus 1, your power will become 0 and your x will become 1. So no need of that integration. So remember, n is never equal to -1. I'm practicing 1 or 2 questions on this concept. We are given with the formula integration of 2x with respect to x. Remembering the formula of integration, we will first write your 2x raised to the power of n. We have power 1, so plus 1. In the denominator also n plus 1, that is 1 plus 1. So now you will have 2x square upon 2. 2x, 1 plus 1 is 2 and 1 plus 1. 2 and 2 will get cancelled and we will get x square. I always said that integration always contain a constant, so we will add a constant as we do not know it. So this is your final result. Without writing plus constant, your marks will be deducted in your examination. So I am warning you again and again, always write a constant after integration. Coming to more functions of integration, differentiation of exponential function was the answer, that the value itself, that is ex. Here also the same. Integration of ex with respect to x is ex only, and always remember plus c is to be written. Trigonometric functions, integration of cos x will be sin x. Remember, differentiation of sin x was cos x, so integration is just the reverse of that. Integration of sin x is minus cos x plus constant, always write a constant. Integration of sec square x is tan x plus c. Remember, for differentiation of tan x is sec square x. Next, differentiation of cosec square x is minus cot x plus a constant. Then next, integration of sec x into tan x is sec x. Remember, from differentiation, they both are just reverse of each other, so you can correlate them while remembering the formulae. And last trigonometric function, we have cosec x into cot x, that is minus cosec x plus a constant. Look on to the ninth function. It is a logarithmic function, that integration of 1 upon x is log x base e plus constant. I have written in short form. Remember that this is log x base e plus constant, just the reverse of differentiation. Coming on to rules of integration. For differentiation we had 5 rules, but for integration we have only 2 rules, that are constant rule and your addition subtraction rule. Integration of k constant fx with respect to x will be same as we have done in differentiation, taking the constant to this side and then integration of your fx. Simple. Addition subtraction rule, we have same. Integration of fx plus minus gx with respect to x will be integration of fx plus integration of gx. Very simple. Now I am coming to definite integration. What does definite integration means? In definite integration, we are given time limits, that from this time to this time, or from this point to that point. So in this case, we are not going to write a constant. First we write constant everywhere, but now if we have definite integration, we will not write constant. Instead we are given limits. This b is known as upper limit and this is known as lower limit. So integration of fx dx, lower limit a, upper limit b, will be gx plus c. You all know it. But now if we have the limits, we will what do? We will enclose this gx in a square bracket and write the limits. And then in place of x, first we will place the upper limit, that is your b, that is gb, minus, then you will place your lower limit, that is a minus ga. In this case, you need not write constant with the term. This is a constant value. For the sake of your convenience, I am doing one example to understand you. Coming to our first question, integration of x square with respect to x, and we are given the limits as 2 and 3. So first, ignoring the limits, we will integrate this function. So this will be x power plus 1, that is 2 plus 1 upon 2 plus 1, that is x cube upon 3. Now as I told you, replace the limits in place of x. So you will get first upper limit, that is 3 cube upon 3 minus lower limit, that is 2 cube minus 3. 3 cube is 27 by 3 minus 8 upon 3, that is nothing but 19 by 3. Here you are getting a constant value, so no need to write a constant with your answer. Coming to our second example, this example is little different and you will find it difficult because of the limit is 2 pi. How? You know that pi is 180 degrees as you have studied in straight line radians. So 2 pi will be 360 degree. Obvious? First, ignoring the limits, we will differentiate sin x. From your functions, you know that differentiation of sin x is minus cos x. You will enclose a bracket and then you will write 2 pi 0. In place of x, replace both the values. Minus cos 2 pi was 360 minus cos 0 degree. So minus cos 360 degree is minus 1. Remember, is 1 only. We have a minus sign, so it is 1. And cos 0 degree, you know it's 1. So your answer will become 0. Very clear? I suppose this was easy. Now coming further. Now as we have done one numerical for differentiation, we will do one numerical for integration also. We are given as instantaneous velocity as 2t plus 3t square and we have to find s, that is your distance. Okay, so solution will become velocity instantaneous will be ds upon dt, that is change in speed with respect to time. Now you will cross multiply and you will get ds is equal to v dt. Because you have to find ds, you will do v dt. ds will be v what we are given, 2t plus 3t square into dt. We will integrate this function and next step will be this. Time also we are given that time is 2 to 3 seconds. So you will integrate, 3 is your upper limit and 2 is your lower limit and then your function. By using addition subtraction rule, first your 2t, 1 plus 1 is 2 upon 2 plus 3t, 2 plus 1 is 3 upon 3. 2 and 2 will cancel, 3 and 3 will cancel. Finally you will get t square plus t2. Then you will enclose the necessary square bracket and mark the limits, that is 3 and 2. In place of t, you will replace the values of limits, that is 3 and 2. So 3 square plus 3 cube minus 2 square plus 2 cube. 9 plus 27 minus 4 plus 8, 36 minus 12, 24 meter per second. This is your distance. Finally, I suppose I am very clear. Coming to one or more examples that are a little different from these. Now we have a function integration of g m small m upon r square with your limits infinity and r. You know that g m is a constant, so we will take the constant out as g m and then integration of the remaining function, that is x is r and here x is infinity upon 1 upon x square. This whole is a constant. Doing the integration of 1 upon x square, you will get as follows: gmm upon 1 minus x. I am writing the final answer. You can differentiate, and now placing r and infinity in place of this, you will get gmm minus 1. I had placed the values, so r and infinity. You know that 1 by infinity is 0 only, so we will get gmm into minus 1 by r, and your final answer is minus gmm by r. I suppose that you are clear. Meeting you are in our next video. Suppose I hope that you liked this video. If you really liked this video and found it helpful, that you understood the concept of calculus, please subscribe to my channel and like my video. Thank you so much.